36 years old and the girl in this video is 19. And the reason why I like younger women is because they're a lot more impressionable and malleable than older women. For example,
saying it right off the bat. Oh man, I love it.
I'm 36 years old and the girl in this video is 19. And the reason why I like younger women is because they're a lot more impressionable and malleable than older women. For example, you can see this girl has a nose ring. Well, she had a nose ring. That's right. By the third day, I was already able to convince her that piercings are dumb and she got rid of it. She also had some tattoos on her lower back, which are scheduled for removal as well. And I'm also teaching her why feminism is bad and other important things she needs to know. With an older woman, it's highly likely that by that point, they would be too combative and disagreeable to the smart thing and let the older, wiser man guide her in the relationship.
But you wouldn't be the older, wiser man in the relationship. You would just be the same age as her. So you wouldn't be older and wiser, right? But yeah. So he is saying the thing. He's just right there. He's just saying like, yeah, I want a woman who is malleable and is easy to, he's going to say, talk to, or he's going to try to downplay it, but it's so he can manipulate her. He said, I convinced her to take out her nose ring and get rid of her tattoos and all of that stuff. Like, sir, if that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do. You don't want a woman that has those things. Why are you dating this woman? Or this girl. I'm sorry. Why are you dating this girl? For many reasons, I could ask that question. But if you don't like nose rings and belly piercings, why are you dating this girl? Now, yeah, I ain't gonna address that right now. Crazy.
Just in case you were wondering, no, this is not satire. This man is 100% serious. Now, I'm not one to start judging people's appearance. I don't think that's a kind thing to do. I don't think it's necessarily, it's just not the thing. It's not the done thing to do. In this case, I'll make an exception. I think this man's problem is not necessarily feminism. This man is an unattractive control freak.
Well, his problem is misogyny, but attractive or not, older men are conditioned to like and go after younger women, especially in America. I mean, I can't say especially in America. It's a global phenomenon. Men love younger women. Men love children. To be honest with you, I'm just gonna say what it is. Men love children, and not in the way that we should. Men love children. This is a child. That's a 19-year-old child. That is a little girl to me. That is not a grown woman. I don't care about no fucking legalities or whatever. I don't care nothing about it. That is a 19-year-old girl. That is a girl. She's a child, as far as I am concerned. Because what is the difference between a 19 and a 17-year-old? I need the difference to be so different that I don't have to ask that question. You see what I'm saying? Like, I need it to be like not what is the difference between her or da-da-da-da. It's like, I'm not even thinking about that. But if I have to question, like, what is the difference between this girl and a 16-year-old? Like, they are too close in age. If she's 28 and you're 30, whatever the fuck, which you probably still shouldn't date a 28-year-old, whatever. You know what I mean? If she's 28 and you're 38, that's still gross. But I'm saying it's not that, you know what I mean? Like, it presents a different set of problems. It does. I don't look at a 38 dating a 28-year-old as necessarily like gross. I look at that more like you're dumb. Like, you guys aren't really gonna have much in common. You're not. You know what I mean? But maturity wise, she's probably she's probably as mature as you are, maybe even a little bit more. I'm watching the show, The Ultimatum, right? There's a couple on there. I think the woman's name is Sandy, and the man's name is Nick, I believe. And Nick is a basket case. But listening to them speak, Nick is 38, I believe, and she's 27, 28, 39. He might be 39 even. 39 and 27, 28 is about what I'm saying. She clearly has more EQ than he does. Like, clearly, she's more mature than he is. And you could say, well, that's just in their case. But like, I can see that happening in most cases. Like, when it comes to like that specifically, when it comes to how we communicate with each other in a relationship, specifically a 28-year-old woman and a 35, 36, 37, 37-year-old man, the 28-year-old woman still has an advantage over him. I think men don't start really, being able to communicate properly in a relationship until we are like 40. Like it took me personally a long time, but I mean, when I'm talking to men, I'm just like, yeah, you guys are like, ugh, like terrible at communication with your woman, right? So I don't maybe look at like a 38-year-old dating a 29-year-old as like, oh, you're gross, you're robbing a girl. Like it's not like dating a 19-year-old girl, because she is, she knows her brain is way more developed. She's way more mature. She's way more likely to be able to spot narcissistic abuse and manipulation tactics, right? So I don't look at it so much like gross and you're trying to control her in that way. But men, those older men also, they like that because they can control those women financially. Because if you can't do it mentally and emotionally, then you can do it financially. So that's another reason why they like even, a woman that's 10 years younger than them, even if the woman is 30 years old and he's 40. 30 and 40, too much. I don't like that. I don't like that personally,
The harsh truth about why men prefer dating younger women. A lot of women do not want to accept this reality, but men at our nature, we prefer to show the world to a woman and have new experiences with a woman. The older a woman is,
what men want is to be you don't want to show the world to a woman. What you want to do is you want to show her your regular shit, and she's going to be impressed by it because she ain't seen nothing. That's what you want. You don't want to, because if you wanted to show a world to a woman, you can still show the world to an older woman. You can show her the world through your eyes. You can show her the world through like your experiences, right? Like you think she knows everything about the world? Like here's what I'm saying. Let's say you're with a woman and she went to Spain before, right? But did she go to where you went to in Spain? Right? Let's say a woman has gone to Tulum, Mexico, but has she been to Tulum with you? You show her the world through you, how you take in the world and then you filter it, right? And then you push it out through your, through you. And that's what she wants to experience that with you. I don't care how many times my wife has done something, right? When I show up in that motherfucker, it's different. I don't care how many times she's done the same thing for me. I've done shit a million times, but it wasn't like how it was when I did it with my wife. It was way better when I did it with my wife. It was a way different experience when I did it with her. That's what I'm saying. Like that's just stupid. That he's not talking about that. He's talking about being able to show a woman next to nothing and her be like, Daddy, Cheesecake Factory. Like that's what he wants.
the more likely that she's already been through some experiences that most men would like to share with a woman. This is who men are. And the worst thing a man wants is to have to experience a woman that is not so new to him. She has seen it all and done it all. This is why men and women are judged differently based on our value. A man's value increases the older he gets, the more mature he gets, the more experience he has. But men don't value that in women. The sooner women accept that and embrace that reality.
The reason, by the way, this is only for men. Only men think like this, right? But the reason why men think like this, right? Because men want to control women. Men think that women should be our subjects. So of course you don't want some woman that knows how to spot narcissistic abuse. Of course you don't want some woman that knows her worth. Of course you don't know some woman that has a high level of education. Of course you don't want those things. And you think that object belongs to you. So of course you want to be able to take it out the wrapper. That's why men are obsessed with virginity. It's not like you care about not getting an STI, right? Because you can just get a clean woman. You can go get your woman, you and your woman go get tested, wait for the results, and then you can have all the sex you want, right? That's not what it is. You want a woman that doesn't have any experience so that you can impress her for a longer period of time. Because let me tell you this, brother. Eventually that woman gonna get tired of your shit. I don't care what age she is. Eventually she's gonna mature and she's gonna realize, oh, this motherfucker's terrible. Just so you know. So the women become disillusioned fairly quickly.
then they would have better success with men in dating.
The older guys go after the younger girls. Yes, this is true, by the way, and no question about that. Older guys do pursue younger women for a variety of reasons. Part of the issue is that most women don't understand men enough because they don't really need to actually get a guy. You don't have to understand them. You have to understand them to keep them, yes, but not to get them. And then when you understand men a little bit more, when they're actually honest about their choices, you don't like their choices and you may demonize their choices. But yes, older men, 40s, 50s, will approach younger girls for a variety of reasons, whether it's childbearing reasons, whether it's they just...
Why would a 40 or a 50-year-old approach a woman so she can have a fucking baby? He got geriatric sperm, bro. Why is a 40-year-old man trying to have a baby? I don't want to have. I mean, I'm 42 for a million reasons. I'm not trying to have another kid. 42 fucking years old. Shut the fuck. 50-year-old man for childbearing reasons. It's over. You've hit the wall. If you haven't had a baby by 35 years old and you're a man, pack it up, buddy. Pack that shit up. I'll give you a 2-year grace period even, but pack that shit up. If you're 40, most men have babies by 40 years old, by the way. So if an older man is 40 plus, he already had a baby, but he wants to have another baby with a 20-something. He just wants to do that so he can trap her. He's not trying to do it so he can have another kid. He already had fucking kids. What 45-year-old man wants a fucking baby? Like, well, are you serious? It's so obvious that that's the only reason why older men want to have a baby with a younger woman. That's it. It's a trapper. Same reason why younger men want to have a baby, but it will make more sense. Hey, I've never had a kid, you know. But like you, a 45-year-old man, he's not gonna show up for that baby. First of all, he's gonna die in 15 years anyway. Like, let's be real. But you're not about to show up for that baby. You think 45-year-old man gonna be burping that baby and shit like that? By the time that baby is 10, that man won't even be able to run around a baseball diamond with that baby. Won't even be able to throw fucking a football with that baby because his shoulder's all fucked up.
Like younger, hotter girls, that's quite possible because they require the resources and the attraction triggers for younger girls that they're attracted to as well. That's also possible. It's also possible that she sees him in a light that she's willing to actually listen to him. Men really do go where they feel like a man.
She sees him in a light that she's willing to listen to him. You mean she's too immature to know better than to not listen to him. Gotcha.
It's also possible that she sees him in a light that she's willing to actually listen to him. Men really do go where they feel like a man, just to be quite honest with you. Not to say that you couldn't do that or anybody else. I'm just, I'm putting...
Men really do go where they're allowed to, and when you say feel like a man, perform like a man. I agree. Men love to go in places and spaces where we get to perform masculinity and everybody goes, hey, a man showed up. But like, yeah, we don't really, we need these things to feed our ego. That's all it is. We just need these things to feed our ego. That's it.
Said that older men want to be with younger women because they're easier to manipulate. But I have a list here. I'll give you some reasons why perhaps an older man might want to date a younger woman. And keep in mind, we're talking about adult women here. More physically attractive, more emotionally available, more romantic, more energy and optimistic about the future, more time to live life, travel the world before starting a family, more...
Why would you think a younger woman would be more emotionally available? Younger women... when I observe younger women, because I haven't dated a younger woman in 17, 18 years, but like younger women are like children. Like they're not more emotionally available. They don't, they're mature. Like they're women. They're like mature for their age, whatever you want to say. But like, they're not like, I couldn't imagine. I've talked to 20-something-year-old women just in conversation. I'm like, yeah, it's like, this is not to knock them. I'm saying the level that I would expect. Like when I talk to my wife, like my wife is so emotionally available compared to a fucking 25-year-old woman. Like, are you crazy? It's not even close.
Fertile, less baggage and trauma from past relationships, more open life, travel the world before starting a family, more fertile, less baggage and trauma from past relationships, more open to new ideas, less stuck in their ways, stuck in a job city, more agreeable, easier to build a life with, more grateful and easily satisfied, less likely.
There you go. What'd he say? Say it again. That's exactly what it is. All of that other stuff, ignore all of that. This is what he's saying.
to build a life with, more grateful and easily satisfied, less likelihood.
Exactly. More grateful and easily satisfied. Meaning, like I said about what the other dude was saying, that's what it is. I just want to be able to take you to Cheesecake Factory and you're going to be like, oh, daddy, this is a 5-star restaurant. Like, yeah, spare no expense for my boo. Like that type of shit. That's what you want. You want to be able to tell her this is what a good man looks like. A good man, doesn't cheat, doesn't beat, and comes home. And yeah, I know I ignore you. Yeah, I bully you around like a fucking slave, but I'm here. I'm in the house.
Of having children or a psycho ex, younger parents who could be involved more in raising the children. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There's perhaps some more, but
and
he thought he ate. By the way,
no kids.
No kids.
Usually, if they're younger.
Yeah, typically no kids.
Why would a man who has kids, an older man, because older men, like I said, most men have kids in their lifetime. Older men pretty much all have kids, like 89, 90% of men by a certain age have kids. So why would older men want women who don't have kids? That doesn't make sense. Jesus Christ. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Whatever age my kids are, that's the age that I want the woman that I'm dating to have. I mean, like if my kids are 8 and 12, if I was dating a woman, I would want her to have like, I could do like youngest 5 and the oldest like 14. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to deal with no little ass babies, and I don't want to deal with no like grown adult because I haven't gotten there yet. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to step into that. I haven't dealt with that yet. With the older kid, and I don't want to redo the fucking toddler ages. You know what I'm saying? That shit is wild, bro. You guys are really wild with this shit. The standards that you have for women is ridiculous. It never makes sense. You have kids, but you don't want a woman with kids. Now that we've heard the bullshit, let's get to the real reasons men want kids. Let's get to the real reasons. All right, not kids. Why they want young women, aka kids in my mind, but yeah, why they want women. I think that's why that was on my brain.
Older men only talk to young girls so they can manipulate and have control of the situation. There's nothing that a 30-year-old man and a 19-year-old or 20-year-old have in common. That's crazy. And then when the older women try to warn us young girls, because I'm young myself, when they try to warn us, y'all get on here and be like, oh yeah, they're bitter, they're this and that. But they're not bitter, y'all. They're just looking out for us. Think about it. Why is he not with someone his age? Why is he with a child? I don't care what nobody say. 18, 19, 20, I feel like that's not really an adult for real. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us still live with our mamas. A lot of us don't have no real bills, so we're not bringing grown women pressure. A lot of us only just want our hair did and our nails did. So yeah, he down for that because he's cheap. He's cheap. He don't want them real pressures of paying bills and really handling business for real. You know what I'm saying? 2, our name be so good and fresh. Our credit be so good and fresh. So now he's trying to use you to put stuff in your name for him. Like, y'all gotta really pay attention sometimes. Think about it.
I don't know about that one. Young women don't really have like better credit. I don't know. Maybe it was the credit. I'm not saying they'll use you up for anything. This might be like more like a personal experience for her, but yeah, I don't know about that one. I think most older men are more likely to have better credit than younger men. That's for sure.
Why is he not with somebody that's his age? These older men, they be predators. They be preying on us young girls so they can use us. And don't believe me if you don't want to, but I know what I'm saying is true.
Yeah, I believe her.
Don't want to deal with don't want the responsibility of having to own up to or get checked for the shit that they doing. A younger one not focused on the type of things that are older woman has like demands. You know what I'm saying? Not like, not like a dictatorship, but an older woman knows like I expect this, and this. And men don't want to hold themselves accountable.
Exactly. See when you tell the truth, see the difference in what they're saying? Like, it's like, yeah, that actually makes more sense, right?
Ladies, wait till you find out that the only reason why a lot of men like dating younger women is so they can cheat on you and manipulate you into doing anything that they want you to do. These type of guys like dating younger women because they know that they can take advantage of you, and then you're not going to question them based off of their knowledge and their seniority. And not even to mention, a lot of the time when you date an older man,
also more than likely it's going to be some like financial attachment going on. You know what I mean? Like, so he ain't gonna, it's going to be like, don't question me. You know what I'm saying? Don't you like that I pay for your nails? Don't you like that I pay for, you know what I mean? Like that type of shit.
you notice that a lot of them either have a double life or they have a baby mama or any of that sort that they never tell you about until you find out. And you will also notice when you get into an argument with him, it'll be either his way or no way. He will make your feelings feel invalidated because he wants to be right. And
that's called gaslighting. That's what I was saying. They don't want women to be able to spot narcissistic abuse, right? So the women that are in these scenarios, they're taking this information in and they're thinking in real time, like, he's probably right. He's older than me. And that's what the guy's banking on, right? Whole time he's just a narcissist. He wasn't right about shit. He's a narcissist.
since he's older, he thinks that he knows best. Older men also are more quick to try to enforce boundaries as if you are their kid, telling you, oh, I don't think you should be wearing that out, or telling you that you can't go hang out with friends.
Or I don't think you should have a lip ring or a tongue ring or a nose ring or a belly button ring or whatever, tattoos or whatever it is.
And the harsh reality is, the older that he may be, the more experience that he has with entertaining other women, cheating on other women, manipulating them as well, and also being a narcissist. And not even to mention, they will lie to you and still try to justify their lying, especially if they cheated on you. They will try to convince you that you were in the wrong even though they cheated. It was never about the age, and you were never the problem. But one thing for sure and two things for certain, just because a man is older will not make him act any better than if he was younger.
That's facts. Older men be just as immature as young men. Older men be just as immature as young men, without a doubt. No question about it. I know so many old, immature niggas running around thinking they, in they motherfucking heyday or whatever, still trying to act like they got it. It's ridiculous.
I'm not going to make friends with a lot of guys who are 45, 50 years old right now with this TikTok, who are dating women in their 20s, okay? Because I think I figured out why we do it. At age 45, guy my age dating a woman who's 25, it might be because I'm stuck as a man at the emotional maturity level of that 25.
I think most men, until they get in their 40s, they're stuck at the maturity level of like a teenage boy. Right? Like if you listen to them, like they're so like the homophobia, the misogyny, the lying, the manipulation, the lack of vulnerability, the way that we're so guarded, we don't want to come out, we're so afraid of being judged, and we need all this acceptance from our homies still, and our, the men that are our age or what, like, it's fucking crazy. I remember those feelings as a teenager. I remember those feelings as a child, like wanting to be accepted by everybody or whatever the case may be, or wanting all my homies to be like, you the man. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember all of that. Absolutely.
5-year-old woman. There's nothing wrong with her being emotionally 25 if she is 25. There's a real problem with me being emotionally 25 if I'm 45. Walking around with my silver in my beard and in my hair, with my nice car, with my established job, I look like a safe place for that 25-year-old woman. She wants a guy who's going to treat her maturely and fairly. And so she gets into the relationship with the guy who's 45, thinking he's going to treat her differently than that guy who's 23-year-old. Well, nope. It's a bait and switch, and it hurts worse than being hurt by a 23-year-old. Because you're 43, 44, 45, and you still haven't healed that wound as a man that you got when you were 23, when you came out of your first relationship. Here's to stopping using women who are in their 20s as emotional scratching posts, guys. Quit dating those women, get into therapy, actually become that emotionally secure, emotionally available man, And then if you still want to date somebody who's 25, you can do that and actually give emotionally what you're advertising with the silver in your beard.
I still say no, but he makes a better point than what most men are making. I still say no, but he's making a better point.
Or just date somebody your own age.
I say just date somebody your own age. And lastly, let's talk about how fast younger women become disillusioned in these relationships, right? They do. They become because they get into it and they see some of them often. There are many things that come up because you guys are so uneven. It's like you can't keep up with her sexually, or you can't keep up with her energy in another way, or whatever the case may not even be sexually. I don't know. But you can't keep up with her energy or whatever the case may be. And you are more withdrawn. It's the men that typically, the older they get, they become more withdrawn. Men are never really vulnerable. We're never really vulnerable at any age. You know what I'm saying? But you would think that an older man would be less inclined to try to manipulate or whatever, but we've been saying this whole time, men actually don't. But the women, they often become disillusioned with the relationship because there's a disconnect. And then they go, damn, I thought this was going to be, different, and it's not. And they're just like, all right.
While women do prefer older men, they prefer slightly older men. Larger age gaps, at least in the West, are correlated with marital dissolution. The effect seems to start after just a couple of years. So ideally, you would want to be the same age as your partner.
So he's saying if I'm like in an older age in life and I meet somebody who's younger, the chances of me getting cheated on is higher than...
There's no research directly showing that I'm aware of. I did speak to a matchmaking company anecdotally, and oftentimes there's very wealthy men who want younger women. I won't say the name of the company, but one thing that they did say to me, they were like, look, a lot of these older guys, they come in, they want younger women, we match them up. But then, she ends up hooking up with the gardener, right?
I'm not saying, I don't know about, maybe they cheat or whatever, but no matter what, I do believe that younger women in relationships get buyer's remorse fairly quickly. A lot of times I do. Unless you are the type of man that the other gentleman was describing, saying like that you've healed up and you've grown and all of that stuff, and you can give them the thing that they were expecting out of you as the older man, then okay. But you got to think, man, you're going to have to work harder than a younger man is to keep a younger woman. You just are, like, if you're an older man, because the things that a younger man would do naturally, you won't be able to do. Right. And there's going to be a lot of things to overcome. Like you guys aren't going to want to be watching the same movies. You guys don't like the same music. You guys don't like the same friends. You know what I'm saying? Like your friend groups are different, like all of that stuff. It's hard to blend friend groups. It's hard to blend 20 something year old friends with 45-year-old friends. Like my wife, when if my homeboy had, he was dating like a 28-year-old woman, right? And she had like 3 or 4 friends, 2, 3 friends, whatever. I don't want to say 4 or 5, it's a lot. 2 or 3 friends, right? Single or whatever, let's say, in this case. Because most of them are at that age. And they were like, my wife wouldn't want them to come over. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she just like wouldn't want them around, and I don't know, jealous shit or whatever, because my wife is hot and all that stuff, but she just wouldn't feel comfortable. She would just be like, I don't want no fucking 23-year-old girls around my husband. You know what I'm saying? Even though I could tell my wife till I'm blue in the face that I wouldn't date a younger woman. I'm not interested in younger women or whatever. I'm not interested in any woman, but I could tell her until I'm blue in the face. But like, her inclination as a woman is just keep them little girls away from my husband, right? Fair enough. But she wouldn't want them around. Me personally, I wouldn't want to hang out with them. I don't want to hang out with some 23-year-old girl. Like my family, like in certain capacities, I guess it could be cool, but just like, like I don't want to constantly be kicking it with no 23-year-olds at this point. That shit is lame. They are closer to my son's age than they are to my age. That's fucking nuts. Like what are we about to talk about? They are in the same generation as my son. That's what I'm saying. My older son. Like that shit is whack. You like that as a man? You like it just goes to show you how immature men are, dude. Like that shit is crazy. We really need to grow up. Fucking perpetual Peter Pans out here.